Today, I want to tell you the story of an unfulfilled love that turned into hatred and revenge, based on a true story. In 1975, when he was 25 years old, James fell deeply in love with a beautiful, playful girl named Nazila. They weren't just in love, they were completely head over heels. As soon as they realized they couldn't live without each other, they decided to get married. James told his family, but his mother, Maria, absolutely hated the idea. His sisters, Kitty, Torina, and Natasha, also disapproved. The reason was simple. Nazila came from a poor family and her father sold ice cream. But James stood his ground. He was determined to marry her. But just days before the wedding, during a heated argument, Maria suddenly fainted and collapsed. James's sisters lied to him, saying she'd had a stroke and must not be stressed under any circumstances. You shouldn't cause your mother pain just because of your selfishness. Finally, James gave in. He listened to his mother and backed out of the marriage. He and Nazila decided never to see each other again, so they wouldn't hurt more. Their goodbye happened on a cold, rainy day, the worst possible day for farewell. They hugged tightly, kissed, breathed in each other's scent, and cried. James held Nazila's beautiful face in both hands, swallowing the lump in his throat. He said, "You were a precious miracle that came into my life from another world, but it seems God didn't want you for me." Nazila, tears falling, answered in a trembling voice, "I wish I'd never met you, so today I wouldn't have to feel this pain like a hot arrow piercing my heart." I'll skip the rest of that scene because it's too painful, even for a tragic story. After that day, life became hell for both of them. James turned cold, his joy and playfulness vanished. He stopped smiling, he had no reason left. But I won't go deeper into his depression. It could fill a whole book. Maria, James's mother, having succeeded in separating them, now selfishly searched for a wife for her son. One day in an art class, she met Sarah. Sarah kept talking about her father's wealth and trips to Europe. Enchanted, Maria introduced her to James. Still broken from losing Nazila, James had told his mother, "I'll marry whoever you choose." He saw it as a punishment for himself. The dinner was arranged. Sarah wanted the marriage. James accepted his mother's decision without joy, like a defeated warrior dropping his shield. By marrying someone he didn't love, he was taking revenge on himself. His heart still longed for Nazila, even just one more glimpse from afar. Night after night, he stood by the window thinking, "I wish I were a pigeon so I could fly to Nazila's window." But those were only empty dreams. He had killed love inside himself and buried it. Finally, James and Sarah married on a beautiful spring evening. Everyone was happy except James. He was no different from a walking dead man. They lived on the upper floor of the James's family home. A year passed, and on the surface everything seemed fine, but slowly conflicts grew between Maria and Sarah. Maria accepted obedience, just like from her son. Sarah refused to give in. Later, the truth came out. Sarah had lied about her wealth. Her family was in debt. The Europe stories were from one short trip. The fights became unbearable. After about 10 years, Maria demanded a divorce, but Sarah demanded a new house away from Maria. James, now emotionless like a machine, finally moved out with Sarah. He stopped visiting his mother for months, wanting to hurt her. When she complained on the phone, he only answered, "This marriage was your idea. You pay the price." For 5 long years, he never visited her once. One night, Maria died in her sleep from a stroke. Her youngest daughter, Natasha, found her body. Maria's story ended there. James felt no joy in her death, but the hatred remained, mixed with the love he once had. That contradiction was unbearable. Years passed, their children grew up and moved on. James slowly came out of his numbness. He realized he had wronged his mother and blamed Sarah for it. Later, they moved in with Sarah's mother, Julia. James turned it into more revenge. He said to Sarah, We lived 10 years with my mother, now 10 years with yours. Sarah fought the idea every time, until one day James left and never returned. He rented a place on the city outskirts and lived alone. Sarah tried to bring him back but failed. 4 years later, Sarah's mother's house went to auction by the bank. Sarah, broken mentally and physically, died at 63 from heart failure, and revenge on Sarah was complete. James lived like a walking dead man on the outskirts until he died. And this was the story of James, a young, handsome man destroyed by his mother's interference, who turned cold and took revenge on everyone, including himself. So tell me in the comments below, who do you think is most to blame? Maria, Sarah, or James? I read every single comment. If the story touched you, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more real stories that go deep into the heart. See you in the next time.